If you're cruising after 50, an Alaska cruise requires a completely different strategy than a typical warm weather cruise. Many travelers arrive expecting a standard cruise experience only to find themselves unprepared for Alaska's changing weather, active excursions, and unique sightseeing opportunities.
Unlike warm weather itineraries where an unstructured, spontaneous approach works perfectly fine, in Alaska sailing demands deliberate, proactive planning. Today, we are breaking down the critical Alaska cruise mistakes and providing the adjustments needed to ensure your vacation remains smooth and comfortable. Hi, I'm Pat.
And I'm Kathy.
And we are Calm Sea Cruise. All right, the most frequent and arguably most uncomfortable error made in Alaska itinerary is treating your packing checklist exactly like a Caribbean or Mexican Riviera sailing. Bringing nothing but lightweight garments leaves passengers shivering on a deck during glacial transits while relying solely on a single massive winter coat leads to overheating during milder afternoons in port. The solution for maintaining a stable body temperature is a three-part layering system. First is the base layer. This should consist of thin, comfortable cotton or synthetic material designed to wick away any moisture, but something that will rarely be the outer layer of clothing when the elements are out on the deck of the ship. Then you can have a mid-layer, a versatile insulating layer, such as a high-quality fleece, a lightweight pullover, or a small puffer jacket. This is something to trap the warmth in without being heavy. Then the outer shell should be a dedicated, waterproof, wind-resistant jacket featuring a hood and adjustable cuffs.
Clothing like jeans and cotton hoodies can easily soak up rain, sea spray, and glacier mist. When your clothes get damp, they lose much of their ability to keep you warm. That cold can quickly drain your energy and make a long day of sightseeing a lot less enjoyable. Additionally, it's important to realize that Alaska itineraries are more casual than the traditional tropical cruises. Evening dress codes on board are highly relaxed because passengers spend their days outdoors and prioritize comfort over formality. Instead of overpacking extensive formal wear, allocate your luggage weight and cabin closet space to high-quality technical rain gear, waterproof footwear with deep tread traction, and versatile layers that can easily be rolled into a day pack.
Another significant oversight is treating sea days as simple transit periods or downtime rather than a primary destination feature. In Alaska, the marine landscape changes constantly with wilderness corridors, towering waterfalls, active tidewater glaciers, and marine wildlife visible directly from the ship. Passengers who stay indoors retreat to inside loungers for large blocks of the time miss critical viewing windows, often operating under the false assumption that a quick glance from a stateroom window or balcony later in the day is sufficient. To maximize these days, passengers should utilize the ship's public viewing architecture, such as wide outdoor promenades, the open-air aft decks, or dedicated forward-facing indoor observation lounges to track the passing landscape comfortably regardless of the weather conditions.
Success during scenic sailing days relies on closely monitoring the ship's daily navigational schedule and bridge announcements. When your ship enters Glacier Bay National Park, you'll only have a limited time to enjoy those beautiful views. Popular public viewing areas fill up quickly, so it's important to grab a good spot early. Arriving at your preferred vantage point early avoids heavy crowds and ensures unobstructed sight lines for photography. Bring a good pair of binoculars is really a must. Wildlife sightings can happen very quickly, whether it's humpback whales breaching in the distance or bald eagles along the shoreline. A good pair of binoculars helps you see the details and makes the experience much more memorable.
Booking shore excursions based solely on highly edited promotional online footage without thoroughly auditing the physical demands is a recipe for exhaustion. Alaska shore excursions are notoriously active, frequently requiring prolonged walking over unpaved gravel trails, dealing with cold weather exposure, and managing motion sensitivity on smaller vessels. For travelers over 50, matching the specific activity level of a tour to the actual physical comfort limits is critical to enjoy the trip. Impressive low-impact alternatives such as the historic White Pass and Yukon Route, Scenic Railway, and Skagway offer profound scenery, viewing, and historic places from a comfortable climate-controlled train car without causing physical strain.
Another common mistake is overscheduling port days by stacking multiple high-intensity tours back to back. Alaska ports require built-in time buffers to account for ship-to-shore shuttle transfers, tender boat logistics, independent exploration, and unpredictable weather delays. Attempting to rush from a morning whale watching boat directly onto an afternoon helicopter glacier tour leaves no room for decompression. Eating a meal or simply explore the unique local flavor of historic ports like Juneau or Ketchikan. Pay close attention to transit times. Certain famous excursions require a 2 to 3 hour round-trip bus ride before the actual activity even begins. Utilizing the ship-sponsored excursions can significantly mitigate the logistical friction as the cruise line handles all transportation coordination and guarantees the ship will wait for your group if the tour experiences a delay.
Stateroom selection requires careful evaluation because passengers routinely spend significantly more time in their cabins on northern routes compared to warm weather itineraries. Veranda and balcony cabins command a premium price in Alaska for a very particular reason. They provide immediate private access to glacial viewing and wildlife tracking away from high-traffic, windy public decks. However, the physical locations of that cabin on the ship matters just as much as the category itself. For all individuals sensitive to motion sickness, navigating the open ocean swells along certain stretches of the Pacific coast or the entrance to the Gulf of Alaska can be challenging. Booking a midship stateroom on a lower deck places you closer to the ship's natural center of gravity, which dramatically minimizes the rolling and pitching sensation.
Another important factor is how close your cabin is to the elevators, dining venues, and popular public areas. Mega ships are massive, and the extra walking can add up quickly, especially when you're wearing layers of heavy clothes and heavier footwears for those Alaska cooler weather. If a balcony cabin does not align with your vacation budget, do not assume your Alaska experience is ruined. Instead, target inside or ocean view cabins positioned close to public view decks and or a quick elevator ride away from forward observation lounge. Finally, avoid booking guaranteed cabins or choosing rooms directly beneath high-traffic public venues like the pool deck, the galley, or late-night nightclubs, as the noise can easily disrupt the solid rest periods required for a demanding day in port.
I wouldn't be too scared of booking under the pool deck in Alaska.
Yeah, that's true. Might be quiet.
Right. The final mistake is focusing so narrowly on checking ports off a bucket list that the broader continuous cruise experience is overlooked. Unlike tropical itineraries where beach destinations serve as the primary draw and the ship is merely a means of getting there, Alaska's primary appeal is the journey itself. Some of the most compelling dramatic aspects of cruises occur while the ship is actively moving between destinations, sailing past sheer coastal fjords, observing active tidewater glaciers calving into the sea, and navigating narrow, mist-covered channels.
Attempting to approach Alaska cruise at a high-intensity Caribbean-style pace often leads to frustration. Weather conditions can change quickly in Alaska. Sightseeing tours may be canceled because of fog, and excursion routes can change at the last minute due to ice or strong winds. Some of the best moments in Alaska aren't planned. They are the whale sightings, the mist rolling over the mountains, and the breathtaking scenery that appears when you least expect it. So navigating an Alaska cruise successfully comes down to preparation, physical comfort management, and setting realistic expectations, prioritizing a proper clothing layering strategy, selecting paced excursions, and understanding your ship's layout ensures a comfortable, low-stress journey through one of the world's premier landscapes.
For travelers over 50, protectively managing your energy level and physical comfort allows for total immersion in the destination without the burden of travel fatigue. If you have previously navigated an Alaska itinerary, please share your tips and the mistakes you learned to avoid in the comments section below. If you found this detailed operational breakdown useful for your traveling planning, please subscribe to Calm Sea Cruise and give this video a thumbs up. Until your next port call, we wish you smooth seas and safe travels.
Bye, everyone.